Um, Here I am doing another intro solo. Sun's out, guns out here in beautiful Highland, California. I've been actually, first things first, guys. If you're listening to this, make sure right now you go to patreon.com/hitthemics and become a Patreon member, subscriber. We have exclusive content and exclusive merch that we're coming out with on our Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/hitthemics and become a fucking patron, you get some cool stuff. You'll get some cool shit. Here, I'll actually put this on the banner right here. Patreon.com/hitthemics. We need your guys' help. You know, this pandemic has really screwed over a lot of people, but particularly, I mean, a lot of comics and a lot of people like myself whose livelihood was kind of ripped out from under them. You know, I was running live events. That's how I was able to make my money mostly. So, I mean, now I'm just doing this, and I can only do this from my house, and no one's paid me to do it. So, so if you guys could kick me down something or whatever, you know, we'll do some more exclusive stuff, movie reviews, all that other stuff. I've been upgrading the studio, as you can tell. Anybody watching the video, I'm actually in a different seat. I'm not in the booth, which is over there, but I'm looking at this screen up here. So, I don't know if anybody's interested. I can give you guys like a tour of what I got going on in here, but we got new mics, got like a whole new setup here, so we have a whole table now for multiple guests if we could ever actually get anybody to want to leave their house these days. You know, it is what it is. I can't complain. I'm actually getting pretty hyped about all this stuff. So new headphones, new gear, new content. I've been streaming. So if you want to go check me out on Twitch, it's at Ryan P. Demarest, twitch.com/Ryan P. Demarest. Same as my Twitter and my Instagram and my TikTok. That's right. I've been TikToking. I've been ready to rock, bro. But here's my fucking gripe with TikTok. At first I didn't want to sign up for it because it was just a bunch of weird goth chicks like doing duet lip syncing things, and I was like, this is the worst this looks like the worst app I have ever seen. I don't even want to be a part of it. I'm like, maybe I'm getting old. TikTok was the first social media app that made me feel like I was old. That made me feel like maybe you're too old for this one, buddy. But then I don't know. I saw that its algorithm kind of just sets itself up for you. So I was like, fuck it, you know. So I signed up and I started getting all these TikToks. I got a lot of funny ones, a lot of crazy ones. I mean, I've fallen into redneck TikTok, trailer trash TikTok, special needs TikTok, and even fucking Mexican cartel TikTok. I don't know where that came from, but Jesus, man, I'm so I'm such a fat guy right now. I just ate like a bacon cheeseburger from like, I don't know, some mom and pop shop up the street. I had to really dig deep in my Mexican roots, and I helped a friend do yard work, and then my compensation was, you know, a couple bucks and a burger. So I'm sweating. I got the meat sweats. That's what's going on right now. And I was kind of setting up some shit in here, so I'm almost sweating like a fat piece of shit right now. But anyway, TikTok. I don't get. There's this lane of like really hot chicks complaining about being single, and I really don't understand it. I'm like, is it just to get views? Because they're like, oh, no one loves me. I just want to cuddle and like eat snacks and watch The Mandalorian. And it's like, yeah, that's all any dude ever wants. What are you complaining for? You could literally just go outside and talk to. You could ask your fucking neighbor. Like, what do you complain? Like, it must be so hard to be fucking that attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you serious? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm a loser. So when I do that, no one wants to be around me. But when you do it, everyone fucking wants to be around you. But you're acting like you're me, which doesn't make any sense to me. That's what's frustrating to me. I'm like, I know where I fucking stand. Like, I'm like an LA fucking 5. You know? I'm no dime. I'm no dime piece, right? So for me to do that, that makes sense, right? For me to seem that desperate, it makes sense. I don't understand these extremely extremely attractive chicks in their mid-20s, late 20s complaining about how no one wants to date them. Is there? It's either for views or you're that terrible. Like you're putting that out there too much, and that's your whole life. So that's why no one wants to date you because they're like you're obsessed with social media. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I can someone please help me understand this, because there's a whole lane of TikToks that I've seen of girls just wanting to be with somebody, and yet I'm like, there's probably, you know what, and there's probably tons of dudes around them that would definitely date them, that they won't give the time of day, probably, right? Maybe because they look like me, or I don't. Who knows? I had somebody tell me they didn't find me attractive until they got to know me. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. My strong suits are in communication and talking and getting you to like me, because I have to work for it, because I'm not a fucking knockout. I can't walk into a room and then just like everyone, and then, crack a smile and wink and people are going to fall for the girls are going to fall to their fucking knees. That doesn't work for me. I'm not a hot chick. I have to work. So I had to explain this to her, what it's like to be a regular looking person and actually have to have a fucking personality. I mean, and not only that, it's like people like that who, they love the nightclub and all that stuff, and like that, they would never meet a person like me at a place like that. So I had to explain that. Like, that's the reason why you wouldn't look twice at me until you got to know me, because those are my strong suits. I get you to like me because I'm not a fucking knockout. It's that was an actual conversation, and she could not comprehend why she ended up being more attracted to me the more she got to know me. I'm like, Jesus, that's a pretty superficial way to think, I think. I don't know. Who knows? But my point is, TikTok chicks. What the fuck? Oh, yep. It's fucking hot today. This episode was fun. We had Joe Eurell on, who's a comic. I don't want to say, I don't want to put him in a box, but he's a comic with a disability. But that doesn't keep him from being fucking hilariously awesome and really pushing buttons on Twitter. He's been on the roast battle. He was even on the TV show. He's gone viral with a few of his roast battle jokes and stuff like that. He was a fucking great guest too, hilarious. We've got into a lot of funny conversations, including what it was like to be a person like him growing up and all that. But especially being he was particularly hilarious about ableist complaining about having to be home all day when he's like, this is just a regular day for me. You entitled fucks. But anyway, guys, go to Patreon, please. Look, I got 4 fucking people watching me right now. Just talk about my bullshit. Oh, I finally ordered a bed. I'm excited for that. I've been sleeping on an air mattress, wondering why I can't get any sleep. Like I'm the biggest moron on the planet. Like, I mean, not having money. I mean, fucking beds are expensive though. So like, I was really like, save $400 or sleep on an air mattress, and that's what I've been doing for the past 2 fucking months. And I think it might be time. I think it might be time to be a fucking grown up and actually sleep on a fucking bed. So fucking much. Ah, man, beds are expensive, dude. Condoms are too, but I guess maybe not as much as a child. That's a whole other thing. But anyway, finally got a fucking bed on the way. New shit in the studio. Really excited. This is episode 52 with Joe Eurell. Please, guys, go check it out. Anybody watching the stream right now? Oh, look, we got a comment. Look at that. Oh, my cousin Daniel got a memory phone. Check that out. That's what I just got. I just got a memory phone too. It's on the way. It should be coming in on Saturday, hopefully. So I can actually get a decent night's sleep. I'm sitting here fucking wondering why I can't sleep. And I sleep better on the fucking couch in the living room, but I think my roommates are tired of finding me there all fucking passed out and snoring in the living room. Understood. I have a bedroom with no bed. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you go to patreon.com/hitthemics. Enjoy this episode. Anybody watching the live stream, please subscribe on YouTube. Check me out on Twitter at Ryan P. Demarest, all that stuff. And I'll be streaming in a little bit as well. I'll be streaming Call of Duty Warzone, which is what I've been doing as well. So go ahead and check me out on Twitch and Facebook and all that. And I'll be streaming later today. See you guys. Thank you.
FamCast Media, bitch.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Hit the Mics with Ryan D. I, of course, am Ryan D.
Yo, and I am Steve Rodgers.
That's right. And today we got 2 very special guests. I'm very excited to have a very funny comedian, a friend of mine, Joe Eurell, and D. Rotten, founder of FamCast Media and from the Dungeon Podcast. How are you guys?
Yo, chilling, man, chilling.
Oh, it's good to see you guys. It's good to see you, Joe.
What's up? How are you?
All right, dude. How are you? How you been?
Yeah. Well, it's not been my favorite year, but
Yeah.
ironically, it's not been the worst year. What I keep repeating to myself is 2020, it's no 1997, because that was a shit year for me. So I've been trying to think of it like that, you know what I mean?
Well, what happened in 1997?
I had this fucked up surgery and I was in a lot of pain and I looked more crippled than I am that year. And it was a bad year, you know.
I got
Princess Diana died, and yeah.
Yeah.
So what are the plans for the New Year's Eve tonight? You said you're gonna get drunk.
Yeah, I'm gonna get drunk and make fun of the Shield. The show I've been watching. I might nerd out and watch some pro wrestling. Because I'm a big pro wrestling fan. But that's basically been it.
You know, instead of like
And actually,
shitting on the
cool.
no, my bad. I was gonna say instead of shitting on the Shield, I would like to see you shit on Tito Ortiz more.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's a fun video.
You saw that? Okay.
I watched that video. I fucking hated Tito Ortiz for so goddamn long, so it was just nice to see somebody else just shit all over him.
Oh well, you've come to the right man because I've lived in this city for like 20 years, and I've known about this guy. I've seen him around town, and like my brother was on the wrestling team at Tito's alma mater high school, and my brother's. I'm from a large adopted family. Anyway, my brother, he's from Estonia, and one time Tito was talking to him, and he was like, "Is Estonia part of China still?" And like my brother looked at me like, "Is he joking?" And then Tito realized he screwed up, and he tried to play it off like it wasn't a thing. But
yeah,
the guy's slow. I mean, the guy's.
For as big as his head is, you would think he'd have a little
know.
bit of brain in there. Like Tito Ortiz is just the fucking worst, man. Like just watching him try to string a sentence together, just like at a press conference, like for the UFC, was just cringeworthy. Like the guy's terrible.
Yeah, I got that clip you sent me. I'm pulling it up.
And then he runs for city council.
Yeah.
And then then he runs for city council.
It does. You know what? It's Huntington Beach though, so it kind of makes sense that Tito Ortiz is going to be their mayor.
Well, I mean, there's just been this trend over these past couple of years, right? Like Jesse the Body Ventura, wasn't he like a governor or something?
Yeah, he was governor of Minnesota back in the day.
Yeah.
But Jesse the Body Ventura actually was a Navy SEAL. He knew what the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah. He's.
See, people have said, "Oh well, Donald Trump ran for president," and look, I would even say Donald Trump is more qualified to be president than Tito Ortiz is to be on city council. Like, I'm sorry, I wouldn't vote for Tito Ortiz to be dog catcher, like, let alone,
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys want to watch this clip that Steve sent me?
It was like for his last fight.
Let's see. Let's watch it.
How you not know you're getting set up?
This.
Yeah.
Tito, go ahead. Tell him what I do so well.
Well, he talks well. His mouth has gotten him every fight that he's had. And every time when it's time to present and perform, he's failed. On Saturday night, it's not going to change. What I do well, I come in with heart, I come in with determination, I come in with hard work and perseverance. When I get my hand raised, I don't know why. And so all the millions of fans that have had my back over the last 20 years.
Tito says I'm using my mouth to get my opportunities. The only person I know that made money using their mouth is his ex-wife.
Oh!
There was never no marriage.
Wait for it.
Fucking punk, dude. That's what you call class right here compared to no class.
That was a nasty line.
No class. No class at all. That's why you see him with thongs and fucking jeans and a t-shirt. No class.
They don't call you the bad guy for nothing.
A bad girl.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he's just like, how do you not? I mean, everything you know about Chael Sonnen, if you're a Fight fan, even Tito knows who this guy is, not know that you're getting set up, you know?
Oh, boy.
Like, tell him what I'm good at. Like, no, fuck you. You know what I'm good at. Like, he's just dumb.
Well, yeah, like, and what I found really funny, I don't know if y'all heard him say it, but he goes, "That was never my wife."
Yeah, there was never no marriage.
What a weird fucking,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so I mean, the guy's like, I even said this, there are like 10 more qualified MMA fighters in Huntington Beach that are more qualified to be on city council than that idiot. I mean,
yeah, I would say Quentin Rampage Jackson.
What is up with his eyebrows? Like, what?
I guess just to take the focus off of his giant melon of a head. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
he's
think it's gross.
he can't.
No.
It's like he needs a thesaurus or something. Like I don't even think he knew half those words that he was saying.
No, it was just like he's heard people say those words before. Joe, can you still hear us?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like he's heard people say those words before, so he's just parodying what other people said without actually knowing the meaning of words.
Yeah.
And it's like, Tito, it's okay. Ryan, we've had this conversation about some people where, like, if we're hanging out, whatever, we're busting each other's balls, and then somebody else tries to get in, but they're not smart enough to know what we're doing. So instead of, like, making any kind of clever joke, they're like, well, you're fat, and your beard doesn't connect. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, fucking stop. Like, you don't know what you're doing. It's okay. It's okay. Just stop. That's Tito Ortiz, his entire, personality. Just doesn't know. He doesn't know how stupid he is.
Yeah. He was in TNA wrestling for a hot minute with Rampage Jackson, and they both sucked ass.
Yeah.
Funny enough,
I didn't know they wrestled.
Funny enough, his wife was in TNA wrestling too, tits and ass.
Oh. See, but here's the difference with Rampage. I don't think Rampage is a smart guy either, but he's fucking entertaining. Like, he can make me laugh. But Tito is just like, man, go somewhere. Go sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, whose boy is this? Who invited him?
I mean, he is the. I mean, it's Huntington Beach.
And then he believes in QAnon.
Yeah.
So Joe, you're from Huntington, right? Did you hear me?
Well, I've lived here. I've lived here for like 21 years now, and I moved here from South Carolina. So, like, it's really weird because I left South Carolina and then I moved to South Carolina of Orange County, and that was pretty cool, but Huntington's all right, I guess, if you're from South Carolina, but I can understand why people would want to leave here,
Yeah. Well, now I'm in San Bernardino.
But to me, it's always been.
Go ahead.
I gotta say, San Bernardino's not that bad.
It's all right. I've met some interesting people. It's been it's like, I feel like everyone has an opinion of different cities, especially being in LA and stuff. But it's like this area is it is very like Wild West kind of country-ish area, but some of the people I've interacted with haven't been too bad. So just a few crazies.
Yeah, there's good people everywhere.
Well, I'm coming from the East Coast. What's wrong with Huntington Beach? Why are you guys like laughing at it?
Oh, okay. So Huntington Beach, like when California had the first lockdown order here, and like people you should wear masks out in public. People of Huntington Beach had a protest wearing masks and protest staying at home to save other people's lives. So they were very anti-science, anti-empathy, just like, fucking the government's trying to control us. I don't want to wear a muzzle on my face. And it's like, it's a mask, dickhead. You wear it for 10 minutes when you go grocery shopping. Like, stop it.
Yeah, they were the first. Yeah, they were like marching in the streets and shit.
But I mean, aren't they by the beach?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what are they complaining about? They got a beautiful view and everything.
People call Huntington Beach the Florida of California.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really weird because I live right off Florida Street, so what's funny, when that happened on May 5th, I was my wheelchair broke a little after lockdown started, and so I was in my room for like 5 weeks. I couldn't really move around because my electric wheelchair broke. And that was right around the time that lockdown or that protest happened. And I was like, you whiny bastards. Like,
Yeah.
you all have it so well that you can walk around outside and, you know, all you're being asked to do is cover your fucking face.
Yeah.
And look, if anybody's to have a problem with wearing masks, it's me, because I already have trouble speaking, and now it just adds an extra layer of people going, what do you say? And I have to like be nice, because I'm like, no, it's all right, you know.
Yeah. Just never mind.
But,
yeah. No.
I got really mad at this protest. Like, I thought I was gonna have a brain aneurysm.
Yeah, it's insane. Indeed, like being from the East Coast, I'm pretty sure you've probably heard like, oh, California has these strict lockdown rules. We really fucking don't. We could go anywhere we want at this point. The malls are open, stores are open. We can go anywhere. So like people are like, California has this lockdown, it's not working. It's not working because it's not a real lockdown. Like
I heard LA County's like fucking closed out. Like you don't even go to work.
Bro, my gym is still open in San Dimas in LA County. I could go. It's outside. I haven't gone, but like things are still open. It's like when they say stay at home, it's like you can stay at home. We want you to stay at home, but we can't stop you. And so people are out doing whatever the fuck they want.
It is eerily closed in a way that like you can't go and dine in at a restaurant and stuff like that, and so LA seems, because most of LA is fucking, restaurants and bars. It's like that's our outside, that's our daylight, nightlife and shit. So it's like that does suck that's what sucks the most, I think. The essential things are still open, grocery stores and malls and all that shit or whatever. But what the hardest thing, and that's what everyone's really complaining about is there's a lot of the small businesses, the mom and pop pizza shop, the fucking the dive bar that only had regulars already, and and now it's like now they're not allowed to open their doors. And
but here's another thing, D, like with like the bars and stuff. Bars had to close unless you sold food. If you sold food, like you had a bar and grill, you could stay open.
That's stupid.
So or like there were some breweries we went to, and like we could go there, but like you had to order food from the food truck in order to sit down there and drink.
They didn't start doing that until way later. That was the thing. Was like. They had breweries who didn't sell food were fucked. They were only, I was working for one, and it was just like it was hard. It's like it's not, because you just have to assume that people are going to come and just buy stuff to go. But it's like, why would you do that if I'm going out and I'm going to the store, like I'm just going to buy beer at the store. I'm not gonna make an extra trip to just buy your beer unless I really want it.
See, but the weird thing is, I heard on Rogan, bro, the other day that he was talking to somebody from LA County. And they were like the restaurant owners or something, and they were saying that they're not doing anything like they haven't proved that you can catch it indoors or outdoors with everything, but they're just closing shit down. Period. Over there.
Yeah,
there are stuff that's closed, but like I could go if I wanted food right now. I could all the little fast food places, restaurants down the street from my place are open. I can walk in and go grab something. It's just you can't sit inside and eat. You can still go and do these places. And number two, Joe Rogan is the Dr. Oz of guys. Everything he says isn't true. Like a lot of it is, but like motherfucker, you were rich as shit, like living not in LA. I guess LA County, but you're mansion up in the hills, like. You're not down here. Like, shit does suck, and people are losing their businesses, but it's not this hellish landscape that people are putting out to be. Like, I see people online shitting on California all the time about like our lockdowns and stuff like that. But it's like, you motherfuckers don't live here. Like, I got invited to a New Year's Eve party at a warehouse tonight. Like, those things still happen. Underground raves are still happening.
All that stuff is still happening.
So it's not as strict as people are making it out to be.
But it is very unfortunate for a lot of them.
Yeah, Herman.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like Herman Cain is taking this hoax way too far.
Oh fuck. Yeah. He has a double now.
Hey, did you guys know Herman Cain got COVID-19?
Oh fuck.
Have you been, I mean, I'm like, so have you been?
You know what's funny? You know what's funny, and I kind of hate to pull the card, but like,
I'll be right back.
what I found really funny about this year is watching all these able-bodied people suddenly have to live like people who are infirmed, people who are disabled. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
my dad is a quadriplegic who's gotten bed sores before. I've kept him in bed for 18 months. And he ran his small business, which is a little bit different. But, like, I just find it funny watching people suddenly realize that they can't do anything they want. And I kind of love it. Like, I kind of, like, love it a little bit. Like, welcome to my world, you fuck.
That's crazy. I never thought about it that way, or never looked at it from that angle. But
Well, you know what's actually, I wanted to ask you something, and I don't mean any offense to this at all, but I just I was wondering this, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question because I know I've ridden one before. Like, when you get around, is there like a special like Uber or something for somebody in a wheelchair or something?
Not really, and it's like really expensive, but there is something called Access, which is like, it's kind of like Uber, but Uber didn't give a fuck about you because it's a free ride and it's the only option you have, so they're gonna treat you like shit because it's free.
Yeah.
And it's called Access. And basically how it works is if you're disabled and you supposedly can't ride the bus, the shitty bus, you call these people and they give you a ride that's like a 30-minute window of when they pick you up, and then they pick you up. Sometimes they pick up other disabled people along the way, and it sucks, but it's a free ride. And it's actually why, you know, when I started doing comedy, that's how I got around a lot in Orange County. You know?
yeah, another thing like with that, I mean, I've been to, I don't do stand up, but like, how are the clubs? Are they accessible at all? Like getting you up on stage?
Not all of them, I would think.
No, not really. Sometimes I bring somebody with me to help me on stage. Sometimes I would have to show up with a portable ramp. And because, you know, sometimes people don't have ramps. And that's, you know, one of my biggest pet peeves with able-bodied assholes and bipedal bitches is you know, people are always trying to call me Wheels. I hate being called Wheels. I'd rather be called Ramps. And so that's my deal. I'd show up with my own ramp. And, you know, I'm pretty happy with it, you know.
How many people have called you Professor X?
But yeah. Nobody could say, no, I hate that weird motherfucker. Okay. Professor X.
Yeah.
Professor X is the Jeffrey Epstein of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
This guy is a creep. He's a pedophile.
Oh shit!
Look, I've been saying the same. Look,
none of you.
I agree with you. I agree with you, and I've been saying the same thing about Bruce Wayne for a long time.
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
Bruce Wayne is just a.
Go ahead.
Bruce Wayne is just an emo little bastard, but
Emo little bastard. He goes and picks little athletic boys from the orphanage to come live with him. Has Bruce Wayne had a real girlfriend that we know about that's canon?
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
Yeah, he just finds a little athletic boy, gets him when he was young, relives his trauma with that little kid. It's like no one's asking questions. Bruce Wayne, why are you only getting little boys?
I guess Bruce Wayne's the Michael Jackson of the DC universe.
Fuck. You guys are fucking cruel.
Yes.
It, Think about it, real life. Real life, say like Bill Gates didn't have a wife, he lived alone, and then every like 10 years he goes and adopts a little boy, and then we never hear from that little boy again. He ends up moving cities, not having a good relationship with them at all. You know, like, yo, what do you do to these little kids and make them hate you so much? It's like, don't worry about it. Give me another one.
Yeah, it is. Bruce Wayne is just generally really creepy anyway. You know, like having a butler. I don't trust anybody who has a butler. How fucking lazy are you? Like, you know, but no, you know what my problem with Charles Xavier is? He has mind control, but he's still rolling around in a fucking wheelchair. Like, why doesn't he just get somebody to like give him their stem cells or get some adamantium or fucking something and get walking again? And also, like, he built Cerebro, right? Cerebro, the giant computer that can hear everybody's thoughts. But it only works if he's got a bald head. What the fuck? You know, what kind of stupid bullshit is that? And
listen,
I think Dr. Jean Grey had a breakdown and became Phoenix because Charles Xavier was psychologically assaulting her, and she couldn't tell anybody about it. And nobody wants to talk about this because he's got everybody on mind control, and he's really the supervillain of the X-Men story.
Yo, you guys got Stanley rolling in his grave right now, bro. He's like, what the fuck?
I love this theory. Do you get so bent out of shape when we figure out that the good guys are actually the bad guys?
Yeah. Think about it, like,
and then he's making people like. Now I will hold on before I go any further. I will say, if Disney offered me $2 million, I'll shave my head and, you know, put a blanket over my legs and play Charles Xavier. So, you know, there is that.
Why
will
not?
play Charles Xavier as offers, but, you know.
Whatever works, man. Everyone needs that money. But D, why do you get bent out of shape when we do this?
Yeah.
I mean, don't you ever want to break down your characters?
I'm not getting bent out of shape. I'm just like, man, you're like, I don't know. I like this, because those are my happy moments. Those guys. So it's like, I don't know. It's like when I see them doing bad stuff or somebody says, I'm like, don't ruin my happy place.
Yeah, it was hard. Like when someone, like I came up with the pedophile Bruce Wayne thing years ago, but then like someone brought up like, you know, Batman, he just beats up poor people. He's a billionaire. He could solve Gotham's problems with his money, but he chooses not to. He just wants to beat up poor people that are poor because his corporate, you know, like, and yeah, it's like, oh shit, he kind of does suck.
Yeah,
like. It's like, oh, he breaks like Joker's henchman. He's like, nigga, I'm just trying to feed my family. Like,
right. That was one you brought up to me. Is like, imagine trying to steal a loaf of bread for your family, and then Batman breaking your fucking arm.
Yeah. Now I can't afford like the medical bills. I'm even more debt. Now I got to do more crime, Batman. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Two-Face was just trying to clean up the police department, like. You know?
Yeah. Joker just wanted to make people laugh.
I can never look at fucking.
It's funny. D.
Wait, what happened?
I was gonna say, I hope you know, I really don't believe he's a pedophile.
I know. No, I know, man. It's first, like, cause my wife hates Batman, bro. She says that Batman's the fucking worst character ever made because he doesn't have no superpowers. She said he doesn't have superpowers, bro. He's a piece of shit. He's like, he's
the best.
You know, but I mean, I don't know. I love Batman too.
Batman's great. I love him too, but I just like, you know, taking the piss out and just like fucking with his character.
Yeah,
you know, you couldn't have got like another grown sidekick, another guy that was like bent out of shape. You could have found another poor dude in the alley in Gotham. stop taking these drugs and stealing. Come work with me. Let's lift some weights.
You are kind of right though. When they get older, he gets rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Leonardo DiCaprio dating anyone over 25. It's like, you gotta go. Where's the next 12-year-old?
Okay, let me ask you guys something. Who's the best Batman?
Kevin Conroy.
Who?
Mine's Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
The voice of Batman.
If we're going voice, yeah, then I'm gonna have to go with the '90s Batman. Yeah.
Conroy.
But if we're going face,
let's talk about cinema then.
Okay,
Yeah.
movies. All right, you go first.
I honestly my favorite was Affleck. Even though I hated those movies, that Dark Knight Returns style was my favorite fucking version of Batman, and everything about Batman in those movies were my favorite parts of those movies. Even though those movies sucked, I just all the Batman moments were fucking great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For me, I mean, I would have to agree. Affleck was my favorite cinematic Batman. I mean, I guess second would be Keaton because I was just the first, but
yeah.
Christian Bale, that growl he did just bothered me as Batman. He didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Affleck.
Oh, we got a question. We got a question in the comments. Let's
shit.
Give me a question. What is it?
No.
There might be somebody fucking with me. I hope not. But
Taco Maniac.
Let's get it. Let's hear it. Send it in.
Taco Maniac.
But D, who's your favorite Batman?
I mean, I'm gonna feel like a fucking jerk off because I was gonna say Val Kilmer, but I like Val Kilmer. I guess I'm being biased because he was Jim Morrison, but
yeah, no, Val Kilmer was great though.
But I mean, if you're really it's Affleck, dude. Affleck.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe?
I like George Clooney.
What?
Really?
I gotta hear why. Man.
I like him on the yard.
You like the bat nipples?
Yeah.
No, you know what's weird is I like the Clooney movie for everything else around Clooney. I really like Seal's song he did for Batman. So yeah, it was a good song. No bullshit. It was a good song.
Okay, this is an interesting question. I didn't realize was going to be so personal. If you had to pick one of the other guys to be your New Year's kiss, who would it be?
What?
I think I'd kiss D because it would turn less heads. Everyone would be like, "Oh, those two bears look like they'd be butt fucking each other."
Oh God.
Taco Man, what's going on with you, bro? It's New Year's. What's up with this? You drinking too much?
I guess already. Already started.
Man. The fucking Taco Maniac.
Oh, okay. So since we're talking about comic books, did we all? I know Ryan did. Did we all check out Wonder Woman 84?
I guess, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
Good luck, Joe.
Yeah.
Are you going to? Do you care to watch it at all?
I don't think I have access to it. Is it
on HBO Max?
HBO Max.
No, I don't have HBO Max because every time I hear HBO Max, there is some drama, and so I don't have it.
But yeah, like you said, good luck.
I might read about it and pretend like I watched it.
Okay,
that's better. Trust me.
We can try and talk about it without spoiling too much. I think. I mean, it's.
I don't know if it's possible.
It is.
Because the only thing that's good about it is
I didn't even do okay. So they got mad.
I don't mind.
They got mad at me on FamCast for spoiling the the fucking cameo, but I'm like, everyone knew that, didn't they? What was
Dude, I knew that was supposed to happen in the first one.
right?
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you have to do that with her. But I mean, I was looking so forward to this movie. Wonder Woman was like my favorite DCEU movie, and it just fell off a cliff.
I'm scared for Black Widow now because they hyped up Wonder Woman so much and they pushed it off. I'm scared for Black Widow now.
Yeah.
Because if it's like Wonder Woman,
no.
Ooh,
At worst, Black Widow will be Thor 2. I don't think Marvel and any of the MCU movies will be as bad as this last Wonder Woman. And speaking of Wonder Woman, one of the things I was talking to Ryan about. I saw someone tweet something about the movie before I watched it, and I thought it was a joke. And they were saying, this isn't going to spoil anything, but they said, the tweet said something about, like, it seems like Wonder Woman, like, put a diversity algorithm in the computer and it spit out an Indian, Jamaican, Rastafarian, Mayan shaman as a character. And I thought they were joking. But, yeah, there was an Indian, Jamaican, Mayan shaman for no fucking reason in this movie to cover up for the fact that someone else always brought up. They were in DC in 1984, and DC in 1984 was 70% black, and there's like no black people in this movie. And there was a scene where some kids are breakdancing because it's the 80s and they're breakdancing, and they're all like white kids.
Yeah,
and so like, oh fuck, we got to fix this. Like Indian, Jamaican, Mayan shaman for no fucking reason. It's just like,
when I saw that breakdance part, I was like, they gotta be in the suburbs.
Yeah, like there's, were white kids breaking in the 80s?
There was no white people breaking in the 80s that much.
Yeah,
man. It was mostly like it was like Latinos and blacks.
Yeah. So it was man, the CGI was bad. The story didn't make any sense. It was so bad.
Yeah. And then the dummy kids. We mentioned the dummy kids. The two Arab kids who didn't hear the fucking gunfire and trucks and tanks barreling down the highway, just playing in the middle of the street. I guess Arab kids are deaf. Like I don't get it. but she saves them, and they spend just like a second too long on the fucking frame, so you can totally tell she's holding on to two fucking clear dummies that aren't moving.
Yeah, it's little mannequins, like the timeout kids. You ever seen those toys where it's like the kids in timeout, and it's just like it's like a life-size doll of like a little child, and they're like in the corner with their hands out. That's what they look like attached to her body.
Yeah.
Did anybody do cocaine in the movie?
No.
Not in 10 years.
Point. No one did cocaine in the movie.
I was gonna say, you talking about us? I was like, not in 10 years.
Even I did cocaine watching the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, because if there's no cocaine in 1984, I don't believe it. Like there's got to at least be one person doing one line of cocaine.
The main villain, Pedro Pascal, should have been coked out.
That's what I was about to say. I think it was insinuated that he was a cokehead.
Yeah.
They should have showed it, and they should have just been honest, because if it's 1984, there's at least one person, just statistically, and yes, I just did say that, that should be doing cocaine. It's unacceptable.
I just thought about this right now. The soundtrack, was it any popular bands from the 80s either? I don't know.
None. I can't think of any like 80s song that was in that. And it's just like, how did you drop that ball? Like, it's 1984. You have something. You wasted all your money in the shitty like costumes that people were wearing instead of like, throw some money in the soundtrack.
Yeah, there wasn't a good soundtrack. You're right. I didn't even think about that.
It's 84. Oingo Boingo should be playing like something.
Fucking mode.
But no. Oh, and another thing. I don't know if this is going to be a spoiler. I don't know if you care, Joe.
Still watch it.
My biggest gripe, like in the beginning, that made me turn my head as we were watching it, is like how mean everybody was to Kristen Wiig for no reason. And it was like a she's all that. It's like, oh hi, good morning. Like, shut up, bitch. Like, why is everybody so mean to her? Like, it was she has curly hair and glasses. She's a nerd.
She's an ugly nerd. Curly hair and glasses. Get the fuck out of here, bitch.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. She's like the scientist that works at the museum with all these people. Like, no, she has glasses and she's weird and wants to be friendly with people. Like, ugh.
She was hot. I don't know what's wrong with those fucking
people. Because Hollywood gets like cute people to be in their movies, and like, how do we make them ugly? Curly hair and glasses. Disgusting. Like, what?
I guess I'm ugly.
Yeah. I want just cast an actual. Why is Hollywood like? Know what I love about movies from the '80s? Actually, is how ugly people were, and it just felt more real. Like, even look at the Ghostbusters. You're never gonna see like a movie, comedy, whatever, where the 4 lead actors are just like 4 schlummy looking dudes. You know, that's gone. Like Chris Hemsworth. I mean, Chris Hemsworth is just funny in general, but like Chris Hemsworth, you can't be that attractive and that funny all the time. Like,
that's the thing. It's like these fucking guys who are like, they're everything, right? Like John Hamm's like hilarious too.
Yeah,
it's like, fuck, man, they're taking all of it. They took our gym.
Chris Farley died, and so did the ugly funny dude.
Well, I mean, Seth Rogen. if we want to fucking cast buff midgets, I guess we'll go with Joe Rogan. But Seth Rogen, really tried to bring that back, I guess, right? Like, I mean, a lot of his crew and friends are pretty schlubby.
Yeah, except for like James Franco, and then Jonah Hill lost a bunch of weight. And
I just thought of something. Now, you know how fucking Wonder Woman 84 blew chunks, right? Now, do you think every movie that they postponed for 2020 is going to blow chunks?
I hope not. What else got delayed? I know it was Black Widow. And if I'm honest, I never really gave a shit about Black Widow.
Godzilla vs. Kong?
Has anybody heard anything about Highlander reboot?
What? Oh, please, they better not, dude. Stop touching classics, man.
Did they already do one?
No, they didn't. No.
I heard they were going to do one with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, my God.
No.
They'll probably make it a comedy. So they're
Of course.
Well, that's what I've been watching. I've been rewatching the old TV series Highlander.
That's a good series.
It's really quite funny,
Yeah.
Because I like to get high and watch Highlander.
There could be only one, Joe.
Yeah.
There was a time where Garrett and I would watch fucking Hercules.
I love that show
Kevin Sorbo.
That show like is so cheese, but it's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
You know what bothers me about Kevin Sorbo is not that he's conservative, but just that, like, I'm okay with him being conservative in his own self, but, like, I just resent the fact that Kevin Sorbo thinks his opinions matter. Because it's like, dude, you were on USA Network.
You're on USA Network, and all he does now are like Christian movies nobody watches
and conventions.
Yeah, that's fine, but like, stop acting like you're Ron Howard or fucking Spielberg or something.
You're a cable TV show personality. Act like it.
You were on Touched by an Angel, bro.
Ew.
Remember Touched by an Angel?
Yeah. Well, at least that was network. That was NBC.
Yeah.
Kevin Sorbo has never been on NBC.
Reruns. Well, no. That was WB, I think.
WB, I think. Yeah. Disappointed.
But
you know what bugs me, y'all, is do y'all remember that show Boston Public?
Yeah.
I was on that show for like 2 episodes, and it's not on any streaming service, and that really fucking bugged me.
Wait, you were really on that show?
I don't know why. Yeah, I was.
Oh shit!
Really?
And And sometimes it bugs me until I remember what I did on that show, and then I'm kind of happy it's not available. Because effectively, what happens is when one of the scenes, I shit my pants because I can't get into the bathroom.
Oh shit!
And but it like bugs me because I want to show people I was on TV because they want to brag.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to be like, here's a portrayal of me shitting my pants.
It's true, man. I know.
I gotta be. Can I tell y'all a funny story from that?
Of course.
From that, that thing, those 3 episodes of that terrible TV show I was on, led to one of the most savage burns I've ever seen anybody do. And it was because in the show, part of the plot was I had to be in a swimming pool, and the majority of my character's appearances were in a swimming pool, and because of that, I had like a thing in my contract that said the water had to be warm because I couldn't be in cold water too long.
Yeah.
And so it was like whatever, like we're doing the thing, we're doing it, and it's like hot tub temperature, swimming pool water because of my muscle pain and stuff. And so we're doing it, and it takes like 4 days. We're on set for like 3 or 4 days, and there was this woman who was like the mom of another disabled person. And she came up to my dad and I cussed us out because the water was too warm. Her daughter couldn't be in the scene, and so but her daughter was nonverbal, and like she was cussing me out and I had no idea like why this woman was so angry at me. And then out of nowhere, my dad was like, "Ma'am, with all due respect, if we put your daughter in that pool, it's going to be vegetable soup." And he just rolled away like,
oh shit!
And it was the most like. If anybody asks me about that, that's sort of what I remember from that experience. And, it's hilarious. Because the funny thing is, my dad doesn't even really, remember it that much because it was just something he would naturally say, not anything. But...
I just wish I was there to see the look on that woman's face as he did that. Called it vegetable soup and just rolled away. She's standing there with her chin on the floor.
I was she didn't know what to say. She was just stunned, and he rolled away. He rolled away first, and I was waiting for her to follow up because I wanted to. She had nothing. And but I got to go swimming with Michael Rappaport, so that was a fun experience.
That was years ago then. So you were a kid on that show.
I was 13, 14.
Was that in the 2000s? That show?
Yeah.
Yeah, in 2002.
So you've always been in showbiz then, right? I mean, when did you?
Well, my mom adopted me off the internet, and my mom adopted several dozen disabled kids, and my mom was always big on trying to get people try to help disabled people become actors, because it's one of the few jobs where you can have a job. And my mom was trying to, help people be involved. And she knew I always wanted to be a comedian. And so she was like, oh, you should become an actor, because comedians and actors, are supposed, even though it's not a great relationship, comedy and acting.
Yeah.
It's a very, but so I got into acting so it would improve my comedy.
Yeah.
And but I like SAG, I really do, because I've gotten a couple residual checks from those episodes. So
It was like 2 cents.
Yeah, couple cents.
No, it was like $40 because
sure. Okay.
it played somewhere in Germany, because apparently in Germany people like Boston Public, and so that was a really, and the money I made, I saved it till I was like 21, and I went to Ireland,
Oh, nice.
and Scotland, and Paris, and yeah.
So
But,
when you finally started doing stand up, were they like cool with that, or and when did you start?
oh yeah, they I didn't start stand up till I was 26, because I'll put it this way, I went crazy for like a little while in my life, and like I got 5150 when I was 19, because I got into an argument with my brother, and that kind of set me back 5 years mentally, and I didn't start doing stand up till I was like 26. And because I was just, I didn't want to hear anybody say anything to me about my voice. I had a weird sense of humor. And then one day I just started, I realized it wasn't funny to go out in a kilt and try to be funny that way, because I used to think kilts were the funniest thing like anybody ever did. Like, because they fucking are, they really fucking are funny, but it wasn't gonna work. And so you know what it was? It took me a very long time to be cool enough to joke about my own disability. And and I had really thin skin. And you're not supposed to admit you have thin skin, but I did, and so and it's weird, because then I got into roast battle where people are literally just making fun of my disability to my face all the time. But it's cool, it's just, you grow up and you mature about things, and you realize that some stuff you didn't think mattered, or some stuff you thought mattered doesn't really mean that much. And
what
smoke weed, what I mean?
Yeah. So were you surprised by like the amount of support that you got when like getting into stand up and the roast battle community?
Oh yeah, I got into roast battle because I was skeptical at first. Like, I'm like, I don't want strangers just shitting on my face for no reason. Yeah. But I saw Keith Carey and Olivia Grace, and I realized I want to do that. Like, I want to do that, and then I just did it, and then one turned into two, and then two turned into like 26 of these. Or like whatever it is. It's
you ended up doing
30.
the show. Didn't you do the show too? The TV show?
Yeah. I was on one of the internet battles for season 3, but it was a lot of fun. It's pretty cool. And doing roast battle only helped my stand up, and I've always been a pro wrestling fan and a little bit of a shit talker. Like, I kind of like, I shouldn't admit this, but there's a part of me that likes upsetting people because I know they can't do anything to me. Like, and I shouldn't like that much.
Yeah.
But if you guys, all I'm saying, if you guys knew, if you guys felt what I feel when I do that, you would totally get it. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you seem to press a lot of buttons on Twitter and Facebook and stuff. It seems to. I mean, you and I weren't friends at the beginning over something. I could be pretty sensitive myself. I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah, but... No, I troll people. I put the role in troll, and it's sometimes I go too far. You know, like sometimes I forget wrestling's not real.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Wrestling's real, bro. The outcome's not real, but wrestling's real.
Chris Benoit. That's Chris Benoit.
Oh man. He didn't just go. He just went there.
Jesus.
Oh, that's touchy. That's touchy.
Oh, man. But what was? Didn't you get into something with like Steve Byrne on Twitter or something?
Yeah, Steve Byrne. That was fun. I hate to tell you guys this, but I gotta run soon. But I'll tell this.
Oh yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap in about 2 minutes. Is that cool?
Yeah. Basically, what happened was Steve Byrne said something about defund the police, and he said something like, I never realized how many comedians are expert in state budgets. So I replied back, I have a graduate degree in public administration, and the amount of excessive force lawsuits that any given police department has is a real financial constraint on any municipality. Shut up. And then, he said something like, you aspire to be me, or you're not a real comedian. And I'm like, well, I don't aspire to be an asshole. And, we squashed it. But again, it's like, if you thought, he's the guy who gave Owen Benjamin a career, so he could go fuck himself. I'm kidding. Sullivan's son should have been called backwash. But anyway, no, he's fun. He's fun. It's cool. By the way, speaking of Steve Byrne, did you hear he moved to Nashville? And do you hear he did a show on Christmas morning in Nashville? It was like an RV.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's
He bombed it.
that's not funny.
I was like,
Oh God.
give me a second. Oh my God. All right, man. I think we'll let you go then. We really appreciate you coming on, dude. This is a lot of fun.
Thank you, guys. I'm gonna watch Wonder Woman. It sounds great.
Yeah.
All right.